What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back. So I wasn't supposed to record any more episodes today, but I love Punch Club, and I just want to play it non-stop. So welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Punch Club. I guess that's what we're doing today from now on. We're just going to play Punch Club non-stop. It's going to be Punch Club, the channel, I guess. I've got enough herbal potions. Get some energy drinks in me. They don't help that much, but they help a little bit. I don't have like an amazing cash flow right now. Essentially, at this point in the game, we're just training for endgame. We're trying to get to the point where we get done with this city and we go somewhere else in just a minute, and we're almost there. We are almost there, Nerdcastle. We're almost there. We're working on it. We already fell in love with Adrian. We got our love buff going on. Right now, we're trying to get even more love buff by working out, running on the treadmill, and getting some work done. And I'm excited to invite you here and have you be my homie while we hang out and work out. So welcome on back into the Nerdcastle. Today's episode, I think, is mostly going to be us finishing off our final couple bouts with the Ultimate League. Once we finish that off, we can go work for the Dawn. We get to choose what we want to do, actually. I may take a different turn on this one. You can either go... I'm not going to ruin it. There's two choices here, and I'll tell you what the other choice is once we get our first choice. Because I'm sure there's some people tentatively waiting, just like on the edge of their seat, trying to figure out what the storyline's going to have for us next. It's nothing like outside of the ordinary. If you're experienced with 1980s movies, or like early 90s movies that all have like montages and action sequences, Rocky, Predator, all of those old action movies that used to have Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, and Stallone. If you're familiar with those films at all, everything in this game, you're going to see it coming a mile away. But I think that's one of the things that's attractive about the game, is that it's a reference to things that we maybe haven't thought about in a while. I grew up during that time period where Schwarzenegger was like the coolest dude on earth when I was a kid, although I was a Van Damme fan when I was growing up. I like that kick that he would do every single movie, like, and he'd go into slow-mo and he'd do like that Van Damme kick like he did in The Kickboxer, like Yep, or in Bloodsport. I watched a lot of action movies when I was a kid. I liked them a lot. But I think that was like the perfect target audience for those action movies. Like, yeah, they were violent, but at the same time, the storylines were never good enough to like entertain an adult. And so when you were like, you had to be like 11 years old the first time you saw Bloodsport to really appreciate it properly. I don't know what I want to do right now. Let's, I guess, go talk to Adrian and see if we can get a love buff. So basically, what you want to do if you're trying to get the love buff, apparently it's exhausting talking to Adrian. Draining our energy a little bit. She'll get little hearts above her head once you've talked to her enough and you can get the love buff. We may not have the energy to do it. That's the embarrassing part here. Went over there, went through all that work, and we just don't have the energy to seal the deal. Too much working out. Adrian, you're so beautiful. I feel so happy when I'm with you. We actually together? It seems like you don't have time for me. I see it. I really do. I promise I'll try harder to be better. Hey, don't let her put you on the line like that. You gotta pay the bills, son. You gotta pay the bills, son. Don't let that hold her against. Don't let her hold that against you. This is your job, man. Everybody got a thing they gotta do in the world. She dragging her feet, making your life difficult. Not me. The green jacket. Does he have like a little beard twisty on the end? I think he's got a little beard twisty. I don't think I put in my other ability that makes me reflect damage better. It's okay, because we're going to make it to the end of the round pretty quickly. Wow, this guy is going through stamina with a quickness. Going through energy anyways. Although he does seem to be regenerating it pretty quickly too. Where's that at? We had that thing. Ah. So it's a counterattack. I drop that and put in dodge. We should be pretty insurmountable rocking this right here. Let's see how this build goes. I got a feeling. I thought it was going to reflect the pure damage back, but it looks like we get a counterattack or something every time they miss, or every time we activate it. I don't really know. It's kind of an odd situation to be in. If you want to know what an ability does, the best way to do it is to watch when the AI tries to activate it when it flashes up here. It looks like it's triggering at the same time as dodge. Maybe it's like a little bounce back attack or something, I don't know. He's not triggering it all the time, though. He's only triggering it sometimes. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it. My guess is possibly that he can only activate 2 defensive abilities at a time. And so Unstoppable, we might want to take that out and see if he procs that more frequently. If we do. We finish off this league yet? Or are we still... I think we got like 1 fight left, maybe? Maybe 2 fights? Okay. Should have been working harder on this. On the plus side, it does mean that we can afford more energy drinks. And also, we need another sparring session. Keep ourselves in the money here. We got plenty of food around. Yeah, I might try that out. I might see... Well, he activated it right there. I think that's what it is. I think you only get to activate 2 abilities. My guess is when they throw the punch, it hits, and then you get to use wind flow dodge to see if it negates or something like that. It'd be cool to see a combat log for this game and just see the order that the calculations are performed in. Let me take out wind flow dodge real fast. We'll put in cutthroat. Run that for a little bit and see if maybe he procs this more frequently. It looks like he does. I think you have a maximum of 2 defensive abilities you can play every single time they strike at you and miss. So it appears to me as though that's probably... We don't want to run 3 of those. So we'd want to choose whether or not we wanted to go with counterattack or whether or not we wanted to go... In the case of fighting strength opponents... Well, the way we'd want to run it anyways. In the case of fighting strength opponents, we would want to run the one that reflects 40% of the damage. In the case of fighting agility opponents, we would want to do the one that makes us strike for 100% of our natural damage. Since they're not going to be hitting that hard, 40% of that is not that much. And so I guess that would be the time when we would want to cycle in the ability. Let's spend another $100 on dumb shit we don't need. Yay! Cool. $100 on energy drinks. You might have a problem. You may have an issue with energy drinks. Let's get our train on. We got this covered. I could go, like, hang out with Adrian and get the workout buff, but she's being difficult right now, so I guess she can go sit in her corner. We'll sort it out later. I'm not that kind of dude. I'm not going to be chasing her down the street, be like, please, baby, please. I got donuts. I'm not going to be that guy. It's just not me. I'll be like, well, there she goes. Hey, best friend, we're going to the bar tonight. You'll be like, oh, we are? I'm like, yarp, we're going to the bar tonight, and we are going to have crazy amounts of fun. I got a low tolerance. I got a low tolerance for drama and shenanigans. That's why my current relationship works, is because my current girlfriend is no nonsense, no shenanigans, no drama. Very, 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 very easy maintenance. And that's why the relationship works, is because she doesn't put me in that position. She's realistic with her expectations, and I like that. Probably the first female I've ever met, that I've ever dated anyways, that had realistic expectations. Everybody else wanted me to be Superman. I'm like, sorry, I'm not Clark Kent. I don't read minds. I can't travel at the speed of a bullet. I'm not that guy. Wish that I was, and I apologize to you deeply for not being who you seem to think I should be, but... I might just be an asshole, I don't know. It's possible. Relationships are funny like that. It's easy to get the blinders on to, like, your own faults. Maybe I have a little bit of that going on. I doubt it, though. Oh, man. This guy over here's just been doing curls for, like, a half a year. This guy seems to spend most of his time, although he's so yoked out already that it's like, why even bother continuing to work out? There's nowhere to go from here. He's already like Mr. Universe. He's already got like a Kai Green. I don't know. He's pretty yoked. He's pretty ripped. Pretty ripped. Although he's a little pixelated, so I can't tell you whether he's pretty or ugly ripped. Could be either or. Now that we worked out here a little bit, let me get a couple of steaks inside of me. Now that I got a little bit of meat inside of me, giggity. Work on stamina for a little bit, see if we can bring that on up to a 9 or a 10. It's always going to be a long process to try and work up stats, and if you're trying to get certain stats up, my recommendation would be to you to stop working on the other stat and just maintain it. If you can just keep, for example, right now, the 16 in agility, that gives you all the rest of your time to work on stamina. It's also going to be tough to work stamina in the beginning of the game because you don't have, there's not a lot of machines that work a ton of stamina without overloading you on strength. So yeah, you can do squat presses or whatever in order to work on it, but where you really start to make progress is when you get the pull-up bar later on. The pull-up bar is going to help quite a bit. I will probably Wing Chun or do some push-ups for a bit. Doesn't really matter which we pick. I like both. Okay, gonna take a little stam hit right there. I'm just bypassing time anyways. We just got to do our professional fights and earn some money. Should be able to keep ourselves in business without too much trouble. Just maintaining, essentially. I don't like one-arm push-ups, although he's got that little upside-down Y thing going on his arm. That's tough to get. That's a rough target to shoot for if you like working out. That little Y on the back of your arm means that you have like 0% body fat. It's really, really tough to get that thing because if you've ever been heavy before, you just have like excess skin and it's not going to work. I have that problem. I lost almost like 80 pounds. And so I've got like a flying squirrel thing going on when I take off my shirt. And so I've just come to the conclusion that I'm never going to be ripped and have like abs or anything. I just got to be focused on being healthy and not on looking amazing. Because it is what it is. My previous indiscretions with the thing known as food have lined me up for this heartache. It's my own fault. There we go. Good stuff. I think I had a transition when I got out of high school too, where like I thought I could just keep eating everything forever, but I stopped playing sports when I got out of high school. I stopped doing like anything active, and it caught up with me in a quickness, or with a quickness. We're a little bit low on cash, but we're close enough right now to where I am not gonna feel that anxiety bubble up in my stomach about anything here. Go ahead and drink those. That'll get our energy level back up. And we'll probably treadmill for a bit. Little bit of the old treadmill. Get that cardio in. Put it on the setting where it goes up and down in angles so you get some of that cross-country work. Start working on those calves. The ladies like the calves. The ladies like the calves. You got like awesome banging calves that are all chiseled and shit. They notice when you're rocking them shorts at the bar. They notice. Gotta hang it out there. As I like to call them, the leg boobies. It's your calves. We're going to lose that 9. We're going to lose that 9 something fierce. Oh, well. We got to fight today, and our stats are so good that we're just going to breeze through the rest of the game. We shouldn't have any problems with any of the challenges they put in front of us. But we will want to rotate our strategy now that we have multiple blocking skills, like multiple skills that allow us to dodge around quite a bit. Alright, let's go. Next fight is against Paunchy. That's your name, huh? That sucks, man. That's brutal. So for this one, we're going to want to run dodge because he's a strength character, so we want to reflect his own damage back on him using unstoppable. I don't know if I want to run that right now. Instead of cutthroat, let's run rain of strikes. Let's nullify a couple points of his stamina. If this guy even manages to hit us once, it's going to hurt like hell. 10 strength is the point at which you start to hit, and he's got clothesline, I think. That might be hook. Hook almost... Oh, he got us with it. Hook has like a 20% chance to hit. It's a terrible ability. It really sincerely is. I never run it in my strength build. I run clothesline. I run boxing punch. I run exhausting strikes. I run tormenting strikes. And then I run... What was the 5th ability? Can't think of what my 5th ability was. Oh, the 5th ability was not triple strikes, actually. Triple strikes is pretty good, but I ran... Or no, it was triple strikes. That's what it was. I ran boxing punch, I ran clothesline, triple strikes, and then I run the other ones that I said. And then if you have some of these perks down in here, like boxer and whatnot, you should, if you've got a decent amount of agility, you should be dominating people in the first round almost every single time. You should knock them out before half round, honestly. It should be really, really fast. It should be over quicker than the blink of an eye. You should rapture those fools. Alright, so 200 right there. A couple more skill points to play around with. Are we done here? We need to deal with Dawn. After that, we can talk. Okay, so Dawn's going to give us an offer. We can either offer to throw the championship match, or we can go to prison and, like, assassinate some guy or something like that. I don't remember exactly. A good utility skill to take would be skip attacks. Skip attacks can dig you out of a hole. But I'm not going to take it because I hate doing smart things. Let's go with... I think penetrating strike is what we were working towards. We could go to Slave of the Wind. But then we can't get our agility up higher. What does this ninja move do? Every time you dodge an attack, you increase your agility by 10%. So you can't get Mimic Techniques if you don't do this one. I may go for it. Mimic Techniques is really, really good, so let's go after it. I'm going to go with Slave of the Wind, so we can't get up above 8. There's no point working on stamina anymore. However, this gives us an added incentive, maybe, to move strength up to 8. What would that do to our abilities here? So we're using Flip Kick pretty extensively. If I take that up to 8, that means our attack would cost 9. We'd be doing 13 damage a strike. I don't think that's a smart idea. I don't think we should do it at all. Rice Eater 2 would probably help us. I'm actually kind of amazed that we got this. What does Cool Headed do? If your strikes are blocked, they cost 25% less. Okay, and Kick Dropper. I'm going to start working from this side. I'd like pretty much everything in the agility tree, but these are perks right here, which means you don't have to slot them. You get them for free. Let's talk to the Don. What's up, Don? I'm a busy man, my boy. Do not disturb me without a good reason. I do have a good reason. You sent for me. I want to participate in the big fight. I've completed the Ultimate League, and I'm ready to work for you. I'd hoped you would say that. Alright. Got some business to attend to. A Chinese gentleman called the Drunk Master by some deluded people. I need you to pay him a visit and ask him kindly to leave my territory for good. Go now. Okay, so we gotta go to Little China. We actually didn't have this location before. This location allows you to buy away your injuries. We've actually never been injured in this playthrough, but if you lose an ultimate fight, you end up with a broken bone. And if you end up with a broken bone, you can ask one of the guys, I think, at the athletics place where you can get it healed, and then you can go over here and pay like $100 to get it healed. It's not worth it. It's a terrible decision. Don't do it. Someone is following me. Hey, champ. Where are you headed? None of your business, Mick. Step aside. I can't do that, champ. You're working for Don now, huh? It's not something a good fighter might want to be involved in. Last time I did this one right here, so I'm gonna go with the gang. We're gonna be a gangster. He's a gangster. I don't care about magic medallions or anything of the sort. I want money and respect. Too bad, champ. Should take care of that Chinese guy. Why am I alright. A familiar face stands between you and your target. Stand down, kid. What are you getting yourself into here? Oh, come on. Where are you guys coming from? Step aside, Casey. I have business here. Not gonna happen, kid. You know, I knew your father, and he would be disgusted by your actions. Don't you dare work for these scumbags. Besides, I knew your mother. I loved her, and I told her I'd protect you, even from yourself. Man, they're trying to throw a lot of roadblocks in front of me right now. I don't want to beat up Casey Jones. I feel guilty about that. Mick I could let go because, forget that old fart. But Casey Jones I feel guilty about because I'm a Ninja Turtles fan and I have all the comic books. Alright, Casey, you talked me out of it. I guess it's weird, but you seem to believe in what you're saying. Alright, I give in. I need to go back to Dawn. Oh, man. This is probably not going to go well. I'm sorry, Dawn. I cannot work for you. I have magical business to attend to? Whatever, I can't. It would be dishonest. Curious. And what are you going to do, my boy? I cannot just let you leave. Not like that. How about I participate in the big fight you were going to organize? I do have the professional card. Well, that is great. So we will make the fight happen as soon as you are ready. I'm ready. Do I just... Oh, maybe I talked to him again. Hold on. I couldn't beat up Casey Jones. I'm sorry. I don't want to fight Casey Jones. I feel bad about it. He knew my mother. Hopefully not in the biblical sense, because then I have to fight him. Damn it. I should have asked. Anyways, I want to participate in the big fight. You've seen my pro card and I'm ready to go. Very well. Go to the gym and prepare yourself. Unfortunately, you have broken your leg on the way to the gym. Hey, fella. I heard you have a big fight and can't attend what that leg of uses. And I really have to be there. My destiny depends on it. That's so melodramatic. My destiny! I could fight for you, fella. I'd do well, you know. I'd get that thing from Dawn and I'd get famous. So tomorrow, fella, I'll be there for you. Ivan Geef was unstoppable. There was no chance for Roy. I let you down. It's okay. Lie still, bro. Roy's dead and Ivan Geef took the medallion to Russia. You gotta get the medallion back. You gotta fly to Russia and beat Ivan Geef. I have an old friend living there and he'll help you. Roy! I've been waiting for you forever. You really took your time. It's a miracle that I've managed to reach your hut. It's not so hard to find. Mick told me that you're here to beat Ivan Geef, and I have no idea how you're supposed to do that. I must beat him and reclaim my father's medallion. Actually, your father didn't own it. He just had to protect it, and he was too weak because of you and your brother. What are you talking about? I've already told you too much. You need to prove that you're ready to wear the medallion. And then I'll tell you the truth. All of it. I hope you'll handle the medallion better than your father did. I'm ready. Alright then, to prove yourself you have to beat the local fighters. You can train outside, food and rest are waiting for you in here. When you're ready, come to me and ask about fighting. So we've got crates of vodka. If you go over to the fire, we've got piroshkis. And then we've also got borscht. So that means we'll be eating good. Both piroshkis and borscht are hella good. And then if we go outside, I'll show you our training area, even though we don't really need to train right now. We've got sawing logs that'll help with strength. You've got a pull-up bar over here that'll help out with agility and stamina. You can chop wood, which is going to help out with, I think, stamina and strength. And then you can punch the tree, which is the same as the punching bag, in case you were wondering. So there are a lot of tasks here we can accomplish. I figure we go after some of it and we should be alright. This is a place where you can train really, really hard and you can make a lot of gains. So don't underestimate this location. When you're in Russia, try to get your stats up to where you want them to beat the game. I promise you, you won't regret it. It will not be something that you've done in vain. I can virtually guarantee you of that. Our workouts are going to be a little bit rough on our legs because we have a broken leg. Luckily, there are no leg workouts here, so we should maintain perfect productivity while we do this. Let's go do a pull-up real fast. This is my favorite workout in the game for working on agility. The pull-ups are absolutely fantastic. We're going to start losing a lot of points right now, though, from our workouts. As you can see, we lose about 153, and with a full day's workout, you might get lucky and put in like 300 to 400. So the gains are going to be a lot less from now on. Keep that in mind. But since we've locked our stats, that means that we're free to work almost exclusively on our agility, which I think is going to land us in a good spot. We got an AK-47, and I think that's Sputnik on the wall right there. If we got he'll refill everything too. I'm going to eat some piroshkis. Those sound super good. Piroshkis sound amazing right now. You know what a piroshki is? It's basically like a Russian dumpling. They're pretty damn good. If you don't have a Russian friend, you should go make one. And you should find out if his mom can make piroshkis because they're pretty damn good. It's an experience. If you like pot stickers, you'll probably like piroshkis. Very similar. Alright, there it is. Get it! Now, there's no energy. We can't get any energy restored here, which is a little unfortunate. But we can work on multi-purpose stats and just try to maintain that 17 until we run out of energy so that we can sleep through the next day and then hopefully recover a bit. At the end of the day, this should lock back down to 8, I think. I think we're not allowed to have more than 8 due to that skill that we took. Here, do chopping wood, or at least do pull-ups or something that's going to do mostly agility because we're going to need it. We're going to need it very, very badly if we want to maintain that 17. I love the music here. The music here's the shit. It's like a Tetris remix. Pretty close. Not quite there, but we're going to have to sleep for like a whole day to get our energy back, which is going to suck, but what can you do? Such is life. I don't think we can click the rabbit. I haven't looked around for interactable things in the background here. I don't think there are. You can't pull the sled either, which is a little bit of a bummer, because I think Rocky trained that way. He's pulling a sled full of wood. You can sleep over here on top of this triangle guitar. Triangle guitar, sleeping on top of my triangle guitar. And that's probably going to be the way that we'll kill today. I'd like to end the day with a fight. And so I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to eat a bunch of borscht, because I'm just going to gorge myself on food here. I am ready. Alright, if you think you're ready. Your first opponent is a friend of mine. Actually, he's not even really a fighter. He's a poet. Alex Treaty. He should be easy enough. I will probably use 8. What's he running? He's got the paw punch. Okay, so he's going to hit hard. I'm going to use reflective damage in that case. Ow. Kind of trying to watch this one because this could go wrong for us. Really depends on his accuracy, though, and how much he can put hands on us. Yeah, because if he just keeps working us like that, we don't have a lot of HP. We're not reflecting a lot of damage either. I may try to swap in the other ability. I don't think he's dealing enough damage for the reflection to really work so great. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'm going to try and reflect in. I'm going to put in the ability that reflects pure. So we'll take out you. And then we'll put in Crossroads. There we go. We should start to see a little bit better damage now. 5s and 6s and whatnot instead of the little numbers we've been hitting. Man, we can't seem to get him off his feet right here. He does not want to go down. think the strategy's going to work for us, though. Come on, get him! Knock that ponytail off the back of his head. Down they go. That was a good fight. It deserves to live on in verse. Now, we've pretty much got nothing left to do with the rest of our day but work out. So, this is the end of the episode for us. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Punch Club. We're moving on up in the world. Just got to keep those stats going, and then we can back-to-back fight whoever he decides to line up for us. We can fight with a 9 in stamina, I think, as long as we don't let the day roll over. So that should be cool. Luckily, it keeps it close enough to where you technically have a 9 instead of an 8. It's not too bad of a problem. But I'll see y'all in the next episode. I'm going to finish this workout. We'll come back. Hopefully we'll have 18, 19, or 20 agility. It gets really hard to raise stats above 19. Like to the point where it becomes almost impossible in my experience. But that might be because I was running like 15 strength and 19 agility. So I don't know. You might have like a maximum amount of skill points you can actually have. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll finish up the Siberian frontier. How you do, everybody?